Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to go to England. It's always been my dream. I kind of grew up normal. My family didn't have a lot of actual ambitions and goals, and we just lived that paycheck to paycheck life. So I guess it was just always this thing in the back of my mind where it was like, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna go to England. And I don't know, I guess I just live normally like anyone else. I've had tragedy like anybody else, and I've dealt with things. Things have come into my life like anyone else. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. And so last year, actually 8 years ago, I had my son. And 8 years ago, I was like, I'm going to go. And I had all these little plans started coming together, trying to formulate what I was actually going to do. And I didn't actually make anything happen. I let life get in my way. You have things that come up, and so your plans change. Well, I didn't want that to be the end of my dream. And so about a year ago, I decided for sure, I put my foot down and said, I'm going to make this happen. And so I started to save money, and every paycheck, I actually set up a budget, what I would completely need for my trip, so that I would be able to make what overall I would need for the trip, because I was planning on moving there for a year. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. I'm going to move there for a year. And so I started saving and saving. I was at 85% of my goal. And then finally things happened, and I'll tell you guys the story later, but basically just the plan changed, and I decided I was just going to be able to visit instead of actually moving there. So I continued to save, and I just remember what it was like sitting there and buying those tickets. It made it real at that moment, and it was just I'm going, and there's nothing going to stop me anymore. And then from there, I just continued to save money. I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job, and that was really scary. That was super scary. But I worked all the way up until a little before I left, and then I drove to Colorado, and we're at DIA right now, and we're going to board the plane. I just kind of wanted to share this journey with all the people that maybe won't get to travel internationally, or, just want to experience it from my point of view. So I apologize for the quality in the video. It's going to be very cut and dry sometimes. I'm going to be trying to get you guys what I can get you, so you guys can see footage and stuff. But there won't be any editing or anything. It's just going to be the reality of our trip. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm really glad that you're watching, and I'm really excited to share with you guys.